here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Body by Gibbs and LaPorta.
That's right. It's your guys. It's the Broncos versus Lions post-game show on Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions. I've got my guys in here. I see that Donkey Kong and Braylon Dennis are into the chat already. Super Bowler bust from Mark Malik. Every time we win big, he says that. Every time we lose, he's like, we suck.
Oh, so doom or gloom. Got it.
Yeah, Doom or Gloom fan. I love him. There's Smoking Dad saying, hey guys, I got Dan Leonard, Will Vogel, and Cameron with us tonight. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good.
Good.
Victory Monday.
One quick word. This game, what would you say it was, Leonard?
Disappointing to my parlay.
That's not one word.
Okay, disappointing was his word. What's yours, Will?
Satisfying.
Cameron?
Statement.
There we go. Mine was domination. I mean, well, there's no better way to say it than to get right into my first topic. MCDC on defense. Dan Campbell said he'd have a hand in defensive assignment and play calling, and to me, he did great. I hope it continues. What do you say, Dan Leonard?
I don't know. They did have a great defensive game plan this week. I'll give them that. But at the same time, he's an offensive guy, so I don't know how much knowledge he really has on the defensive side yet. You know what I mean?
Well,
I need to see more to give an educated opinion on it.
Well, it's the first game that it wasn't called completely by AG. What would you say about the game?
I said it was a lot better than they had been.
Okay. Well,
I think from here on forward, Campbell needs to put his hand on the defense to help AG because we've seen it so Jekyll and Hyde this year. It's looked good at times. It's looked bad at times. It's looked good at times. It looks bad at times. And I think Campbell needs to put his hand in there because if not, then AG's just going to mess it up all over again. And it's going to look ugly. More Hyde than Jekyll.
absolutely. Cameron?
It was a night and day difference, honestly. Oh, that there was a more aggressive level of play to it that is just it's synonymous more with Dan Campbell's hand in the offense and special teams, especially on those fourth downs. Seeing, for example, Afitu Melifonwu. How many times did we see him before Saturday night come flying out of the secondary level in that and just smashing the quarterback in the mouth?
We've never seen it.
Exactly. And, you know, if Afitu was playing like a man possessed,
Yeah.
he was all over.
All right. James Burgess says, gasp, AG looked like he watched some Asperger film and worked in some Zone D concept. Well, you know, I'm going to say it from this way. Dan Campbell, being an offensive coach, would know what works against a defense and would say, hey, maybe we need to do this. And AG had to go, okay. because it's the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Why keep Badgley? And Badgley has not proven he can hit past a 40-yard field goal, and he misses on ones shorter than 25. I'm a firm believer that Patterson will be the kicker if healthy. He had a minor injury Friday from practice. That's why he sat out or was sick, one of the two. I hate the money badger with a passion. The guy has a leg that he can't hit the broadside of a barn once he's past the 40, no matter which side of the hash he's on. At least Patterson only misses on the right hash. When he's on the left hash, he's money.
I agree.
But yes, keep Iffy in the lineup 100% because he's 100% better than Walker. But it's a nice problem to have because now CJ GJ has started full practices as of today. So now, do you start CJ GJ or do you leave the guy that just led your team to a victory with a strip sack fumble, 2 QB hits, and 9 tackles, and 2 pass breakups? That's a good problem to have.
Yep.
I think one of them needs to be over there helping Vildor so we don't have to ever see Will Harris or Jerry Jacobs see the field again.
You hate Will Harris so much.
I hate Will Harris more than most people would hate an enema. Will Harris and Burrito Jones. And Bandit Sports says, CJGJ, let's go. What's up, Neil? That being said, let's get into the next spot. The guy I'm wearing on my shirt and Sam LaPorta, the rookies accounted for 5 total touchdowns, 2 for Gibbs and 3 for LaPorta, a new franchise record for rookies in a game. I mean, I don't know how we can ever say anything bad about these two. James Burgess says, so you're saying Will Harris is a pain in the ass? I said, that would be an improvement. If Neil wants to join, all he's got to do is say so. I'll send him the link. What's up, Cameron? What do you think about that? Jahmyr Gibbs and Sam LaPorta.
I think Sam LaPorta is Offensive Rookie of the Year. I get the hype behind CJ Stroud, but at the same time, you can't discredit LaPorta in any way. He's doing something that's only been done twice by a tight end in the entire history of the NFL, and he's doing it confidently. It's not like it's come and go where he's performing like that. It has been a consistent 14 games of him performing at that level. 14. And it's been stellar. And then Gibbs, I was giving one of my buddies a hard time because both being from Texas, we're both Longhorns fan. Both loved Bijan when he was in Texas. Dude had a stellar, work ethic. He had an Amon-Ra St. Brown mentality, a Kobe Bryant mentality. He messed up. He spent a week fixing it. But for Gibbs to come in and show why he is the better rookie back. Yes, Bijan doesn't have the O-line that Gibbs has. Yes. And
my dad says something really cool. Go ahead, Cam. I'll let him address that one real short.
He doesn't have the offensive coordinator that Gibbs has. But you go back and you watch, there was one particular moment in that Broncos game. Gibbs didn't break 1, 2, or 3 tackles. The dude broke 5. Made full contact with 5 dudes and broke tackles. Once you are handed the ball in that play and those defenders that are in front of you, that is on nobody's skill level but your own. So for him to do that was a statement in and of itself.
All right. My dad says, is it me or does Iowa know something the rest of the NCAA doesn't? I think there's a few rookies this season that are making an impact in the NFL. And he's absolutely right. There was a safety that came out, and he was a late rounder. He's doing well in the NFL. They are to the tight end position what Penn State used to be to linebackers, or LSU is to wide receivers. And, their linebackers, they're the new linebacker you lately. There's been quite a few good linebackers over the past 3 or 4 drafts. They weren't always first-round picks, but they're solid players who last in the rank and file doing a solid job in the NFL.
Jack Campbell came out of Iowa.
I know, but I'm just saying not all of them have been first rounders, but you see solid products out of their linebacker room. Why? They are a defensive and tight end producing juggernaut. That's pretty much all they can produce. Their running backs are met in the NFL. Their quarterbacks are garbage. Their O linemen are average at best, usually. But their tight ends, their linebackers, their safeties, those guys come out in our money, and every now and then you get a good defensive lineman out of them too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we just had Keegan join. And Neil says, I'm not home. I'm watching the game with my lady, just showing some support to my fellow Lions podcaster. One pride. Absolutely. Thank you, Neil. I appreciate it. What do you think about it, Will? Gibbs and LaPorta.
We did mock drafts before this year's draft, and I love Gibbs. He can catch, he can run, he has that burst of speed that he can cut up field. He does it all. LaPorta, on the other hand, man, this kid's special. He's from tight end university along with Kittle and Hawkinson. And
Droppinson.
Yes, Droppinson. Sorry, I meant Droppinson. Sorry. My bad. I meant his real name, Droppinson. But LaPorta is the 8th rookie to catch 3 different touchdowns in a game. 8th. He is 3 touchdowns away, I think. 3 touchdowns away from tying Mike Ditka's tight end rookie record. And also, he is 318 yards from tying the receiving rookie tight end record, also by Mike Ditka. And guess what? Mike Ditka's in the Hall of Fame. So LaPorta is putting up numbers almost mirror to a Hall of Famer. And you know what? These rookies, I'm saying it right now, both are going to finish top 5 in offensive rookie of the year.
I got a name drop to add on that's even better. You go back to 1963, the last rookie tight end that had 7 touchdowns his rookie season was John Mackey.
Yeah, John Mackey was phenomenal. But yes, I already think LaPorta is a top 5 tight end in this league.
Right now, he's number 1.
Yep. He's number 1 touchdown producing tight end in the league now. But I'll get to you in just a second, Keegan. I'm going to get Leonard's take. I'm going to give my take, and then I'm going to go back and ask my first 2 topics with you. Leonard?
Yes, sir.
What do you think about Gibbs and LaPorta's performance this past week?
Well, yeah, Gibbs was okay. LaPorta is the best tight end in football. I told you that 2 years ago. He was going to be the best tight end in football. I will not say he's offensive rookie of the year because you know what? C.J. Stroud's still doing something nobody else has done. The guy literally is the best quarterback in football this year and should be the MVP of football if we're going based off a quarterback. Jamar Gibbs is playing pretty good this season so far. Played a great game last year. But also to say that he's so much better than Bijan, statistically, they're pretty neck and neck if you add it together.
The only thing Gibbs has over Bijan is he's got more receiving yards and he has more overall touchdowns.
Yeah, but they're pretty much neck and neck, and everybody thought Bijan was going to be that good.
Except everybody thought Bijan was going to rush for 5.3 yards per carry, and who's doing that? That's Gibbs. Bijan's at 4.7.
I think
so. I do want to point that out.
Bijan would be right there behind Detroit's offensive line, though. And if they
you're
know
more than likely right.
Every single play. Just saying.
You're absolutely right, but we've had games where Bijan disappeared.
Absolutely.
Gibbs has been in a running back by committee by choice, and he's had games where he showed out whether Monty was in or not now.
I know. Different situations. I think they're both very talented players.
Yeah. I just think Gibbs was the more all-around running back, and Behan was more of the power runner that can receive. Does that make more sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that, Cameron?
What's that?
Gibbs was the more all-around running back, whereas Behan was the power runner that can receive.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think that was the difference, and you could tell that if Jalen Carter was going to be the pick, I'm going to say this now, we'd have never traded back. Arizona would have never got Paris Johnson. We would have just taken Carter right there at 6. But as soon Witherspoon was going to be the pick, because within a minute of Witherspoon being picked by Seattle, we traded. That tells you everything you needed to know on who they were in on and why. And that speech that Dan Campbell gave after the Georgia Pro Day, when he said, yeah, after talking with his teammates, it was eye-opening. That was when I knew Carter was out.
Yeah, didn't he even? He didn't even participate.
No, he did the pro day. He didn't finish all of the combine drills, if I remember right.
Yeah, he was winded, out of breath, and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Carter had a bunch of character issues brought into question.
Exactly, but I mean, it was more about what his teammates said about him than anything that happened in the offseason. They were looking past that because they were looking at game film, because they have always said, I look past all that other crap in the offseason and look at game film. By game film, they wanted Carter. It was after he talked to their teammates that he said, wow, that was eye-opening. And you heard no more talk of Carter to the Lions after that, other than by fans.
Yep.
Nobody went to his birthday party.
Do what?
I said none of his teammates went to his birthday party.
And so my first topic for you there, well, I'll stay on this one. What do you think about the performance of Gibbs and LaPorta there, Keegan?
Awesome. Look, we were LaPorta being a second round pick. We weren't expecting this from him, but now that he's performing like this, man, we're loving it right now. And Gibbs, we knew that he would be he would impact right away. And he has, and so far as of now, he's outperformed Monty. And that's why he's getting more snaps than Monty right now.
Right. I mean,
both are rookies, and they're showing out right now. That's awesome for the Lions, and that's awesome right now.
All right, real quick, I want to take this quick break before I give him his next subject to say I am at 354 subscribers. Please share and like with every Lions page out there. Get this out. Make sure you're hitting the like down there and the red subscribe button, which is down there in the lower right-hand corner. Make sure you hit that. I know that everybody in the chat has done it already. I know you guys are loyal supporters. I'm working on getting to my numbers so I can actually have my donations page set up through YouTube, but I don't care about that. I did it because I love this sport. I love this team. I love talking football. That's the whole reason I did this. Would it be nice to get a little help every now and then? Amen. But I'm not looking for it. Also, when you're on Facebook, if you follow me, make sure you're checking out my reels, hitting the like. If you want to send stars, that's great. Because guess what? I'm able to be paid by Facebook before YouTube, and I don't get it. And it's through my regular profile. It's not even through the Facebook pages that I've created or run. King SJ says it right. Like the like button, hit it. But let me address the chat real here, and then I'll bring up the other topic for you, Keegan. Gibbs, Campbell, Branch, I knew and was in on. LaPorta, holy crap, I knew he was the next good Iowa tight end, but this has been amazing. And my dad also points out he's also set to break the receptions by a tight end record. LaPorta should be Offensive Rookie of the Year. Don't care what nobody says. Screw C.J. Stroud from Braylon Dennis. And our other topic for you is the hand that MCDC put in on defense. How do you feel about it? Because it looked like he did a great job. He helped with defensive assignments, play calling, and game planning. And I think he did great, and I hope it continues because this was the most aggressive I've seen the defense be wire to wire since the Raiders game.
Well,
And
first of all, we knew way before this game, and Dan Campbell said if he had to, he would make changes to this defense. And now we see it. This just gives this we see it. This just gives us hope that the team can keep doing this the rest of the season. And by the time this defense looks like a playoff defense, in which we need. So right now, with this defense showing up with Campbell making the calls, is great.
all right, let's get back. Let's talk about somebody getting back to his old self. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a big game, 112 yards, I think was the actual yardage, and a touchdown. 7th game this season for Ra. What do you guys think about the performance by Amon-Ra? I'm going to start with you, Dan Leonard.
I was very impressed by it again, come back to the way he used to be. Pull his head out of his ass and perform. That's what we needed him to do. You know, man, I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. God fed him the ball. That's all that mattered there. He did what he needed to do. And can I make a quick comment?
Sure.
Braylon, how he said he doesn't care about C.J. Stroud. The fact that C.J. Stroud came from Ohio State and is having this year means he should be the MVP and the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Just want to put that out there.
It's quite a possibility. If they make the playoffs, and this is no offense to any fan of Detroit, any fan of Philly, any fan of San Francisco, DeMeco Ryans is getting Coach of the Year.
Hands down.
Because we saw that happen with Daboll last year when he came out and the Giants made it with a 9-8 record.
When he took trash and made it good.
Right. He made Daniel Jones actually have more touchdowns than interceptions for one season.
Yeah, then Glass Joe got hurt again.
It's more than that. He started looking like Danny Pesos because he doesn't look like he was worth one dime of that $40 million contract.
Oh, no, he didn't. But, dude, players play great in their contract year. That's why
Right, I
he's
know.
having a great year this year because he's in line for a big contract.
Who is?
Dak Prescott.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, Dak Prescott is due a big payday next year.
Uh-huh.
That's why he's playing
That
like
will
this.
be
He's
right.
already got his payday. He will get $60 million according to the way his contract is set up. Next year is his contract year.
Next year's his contract year, so if this season he plays all well, and the next season is a fluke.
Dude, he's going to get an extension this year just to take care of some of that cap hit.
Right. But here's the other thing. If he doesn't win a playoff game, I've already heard he's cut. That's why they traded for Lance.
You say if he
Because
doesn't?
it'll say if Dak does not win a playoff game or an NFC championship game, to be specific, that's the game he has to win. He has to get to and win, is the NFC championship.
They think you're going to do
If
better
he-
with freaking Trey Lance?
They don't care. They don't care because Dak has not had postseason success more than the wild card game.
You're not wrong.
That has been the knock on him the entire time. Is he's why do you think everybody calls him Black Kirk Cousins?
Hey, he should be Black Tony Romo.
Interject any game manager who has failed getting out of the wild card round.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's being compared to, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So if he can't get past that this year, they are going to cut him because it saves $60 million with no dead cap hit.
Yep.
I want to give a
$60 million. If he makes it there, guess what? They're gonna stretch it out and then make him a $40 million to $45 million quarterback is what they'll do.
I'm gonna give a shout out to JB because one keyword I heard in that was game changer, and I saw before this game they were doing a topic, game changers or I can't think of the other one, game changers and game
Managers.
game changers and game managers. That's awesome that you brought that up because I remembered that.
Yep. So, what do you think about Amon-Ra's performance there, Will?
It's great to see Ra go back to his former self. He's the number one receiver, and Goff looked great passing him the ball. And Ra's the man in Detroit. He's the number one receiver for a reason, and I hope he continues it for the rest of the year because that would be nice.
I don't doubt it. He has the 2 or 3 games every year where he kind of disappears, and it's due to injury or poor quarterback play or whatever. Every season, we have a lull, whether it's at the beginning of the year, the middle of the year, or the end of the year, when Amon-Ra has struggled. There's always been 2 or 3 games where it just looks like something's off. He'll have a couple drops. He'll have this. He'll have that. Or the passes are wildly inaccurate to him, which we've all seen over the past couple of weeks while the O-line played like trash. Who played phenomenal this game? We need Frank Ragnow in the lineup, regardless who else is there. That's what I saw. Because that's the only time we see O-line consistency is with Ragnow in the lineup. It doesn't matter if it's Decker that's out. It doesn't matter if it's Jonah Jackson. It doesn't matter if it's Graham Glasgow. It doesn't matter if it's Big V. It doesn't matter whether Penei Sewell is playing right tackle or left tackle. This O-line plays better with Rags in it.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it that was said? And I think it was Chad Ochocinco, who doesn't normally praise a lot of current wide receivers. I saw on his podcast with Shannon Sharp, he said Amon-Ra is built like a pit bull. He's the size of a slot receiver, but he plays inside, outside, running back, tight end, anywhere they need him on that lineup. And he does it successfully. Yes, he has a couple bad games every year, but that guy's going to be a 900 to 1,200 yard receiver every season of his career because he's built that strong.
I agree. What is he at right now? Do we know?
Right around 900 yards. He's had 7 100-yard games.
Yeah.
This was his 7th.
Nice.
So he's at 700 right now?
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
No.
Amon-Ra St. Brown is at 1,175 total yards.
Yeah, so he's probably on track to hit receiving yards.
Ooh.
He's already broken 1,000 yards. He broke 1,000 yards a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago.
Right. I would say, I'm saying he had 7 100-yard games already this season. I'm not saying he's only got 700 yards. I'm just saying 100-yard performances, and one of those was 154 yards after he got done with the flu.
Yeah.
That was nuts. Wasn't that versus the Raiders he had all that? I think it was.
No, thanks for y'all.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, the kid's amazing.
Yep.
I mean, what else can you say about Amon-Ra other than amazing or the sun god? And that's my key stat is Goff had a little pressure on him. Yes, there was 2 sacks, but those were more coverage sacks because the one thing the Broncos do well is cover receivers downfield. They're number 1 in takeaways for that reason. But guess what they didn't have this game? That's the key stat of this game.
An interception.
They did not have a single turnover. No fumbles, no interceptions. That was the difference in gameplay. We saw 13 turnovers over the past 6 weeks from Goff.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's fumbles, interceptions, whatever, and it all coupled with poor O-line play, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
When you don't have time to make decisions, you don't make good decisions. That happens with every quarterback in the league. I could care less if it's Patrick Mahomes or it's Tom Brady or it's Brock Purdy. Look at when Trent Williams was out for the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy looked horrible. Why? Because it was a turnstile. It looked like a subway turnstile at rush hour. People were getting to Brock Purdy so fast. Yeah, they did look terrible tackle. It's funny you bring that up, Burgess, because I was going to say the Broncos look like they went to school with the Detroit Lions the last 5 weeks watching us tackle, and we look like we tackled like they have over the past 5 weeks during that 5-1 stretch or 4-1 stretch. I think they were a total of 6-1 in the last 7 games with 5 straight, correct?
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah, they were playing good football. I don't know what happened to them. I really thought Sean Payton would come in there and try to make a statement and not just play like a little bitch. Like he should have challenged that touchdown.
Oh, yeah. He should have challenged all 3 of those plays that were touchdowns.
Yeah, well, the first one
on that one drive.
That's why he dressed down Russell Wilson. Or no.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
That's why he dressed down Russell Wilson, because Russell Wilson was so gung-ho on getting the next play called that he
didn't have time.
He never gave Sean the opportunity to challenge it. And then you had the offsides penalty that everyone's up in arms about, but the right guard was, halfway over the ball.
Right. His helmet was over the ball. The sideline judge could not see the football.
Mm-hmm.
If the sideline judge could not see the football, he does not have to warn you.
Yep.
That is not a written rule. That is a courtesy they have done in the past. And it's normally while the line is setting up and they're setting the ball, they're going to say, hey, you might want to move back.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time that's ever been done. It has never been done with wide receivers. It's never been done with tight ends, especially with all the motions that are done these days in the NFL. So have some awareness. Don't line up with your helmet or feet past the midsection of the center, because that's where the ball is. It's directly under his belt line.
Well, if
It looked like his hand was over that line.
Yeah, his hand was over the line too.
Yeah, because if your helmet is past that waistline, your hand and shoulders are going to be past that waistline. I mean, he was over the line. And somebody showed the camera angle where it was more from the end zone and it was looking in. How is this offsides? I said, show it straight from the side. Don't show an angle where it's from the defensive side line of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. If you're offsides, you're offsides. It doesn't matter if it's offensively or defensively. Offsides is offsides. And that was the third play of that series, trying to get in. So everybody that's griping, that's saying that would have been a game changer for the Broncos, we're griping about one series of plays that would have equaled an additional 7 points, which would have put them at 24.
Yeah, but momentum type thing, though. It could have been. You never know.
Yeah, they were red hot coming in. All of a sudden, they got a new idea called fifth man and gets the tackle. I don't recall one of them getting a solid one and done, including Surtain. Absolutely. They have always been a tackle by committee, except for Alex Singleton and Josie Jones. Is that the other linebacker?
Josie
Jules. Okay. I knew it was something like that. It's not my roster. I don't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
But the turnovers.
But I don't think he played.
What about that first drive when Iffy got back there, hit home, and the strip sack that Bugs grabbed and looked like he was running for his life to get that down to the 37, and then to come up empty? I was so mad about that.
Bugs went home that night and sent Aaron Glenn a message and said, see, you could have had this all year.
He did. AG is a stubborn and proud man, and you can tell. Because every time Bud said, see, you should have had me out there instead of wrapped up tortilla burrito Jones.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably been saying that all season. Last week, the defense looked a little better, right?
Yep.
The week before versus the Bears, because Bugs was in and Aline was out, but it still looked better, right?
Yep.
This week, Bugs is in, plays at 85% of the snaps at defensive tackle, splash in a little Broderick Martin more than Burrito Jones. What happens? I think Broderick Martin and Bugs, until Aleem's healthy, should be our starting interior defensive tackles. Broderick Martin, he may not get back in the backfield a lot because he is a rookie and he makes mistakes. Yes, he's still too upright at times and he's going to get bowled over. That will happen. But the only way he's going to get better is in game. And if he getting better is something that I kind of predicted for a long time. And the only thing I'm kind of mad about, because last year, if he took on 26 as his number and it got changed again this season for Gibbs. But you know what? He's playing fine. I'm happy with him. I'm glad he's getting this opportunity. I don't know what Tracy Walker did to piss off AG and Dan Campbell, but he had to piss off both to be sat this game and have Iffy start. So he had to do something that pissed off the whole locker room or the whole coaching staff. I don't know what it is, but 100% he did something.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not on the injury report and he's not playing, and he was sitting on the bench with Jerry Jacobs. Jerry Jacobs, I get. We needed a change. Vildor came in versus the Bears and looked like the better shutdown corner than what Jerry Jacobs has looked, other than the first couple weeks of the season after the defection pass where he got his first interception, and I believe that was versus the Seahawks, right? When Bugs tipped it up and he got it.
I think so.
And Patty comes in and says, "What's up? Hey, we're talking about this big win, 42-17. So we've had 2 blowout wins like this season, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders.
Raiders
and this one.
yeah.
And then you can't really call them blowouts, but they were close at 20-6 over the Falcons and the Bucks. But these were dominating performances.
Hey. The Raiders need an asterisk.
Hey, I don't care.
They had Josh McDaniels.
I don't. And they had Jimmy G. I don't give 2 fucks.
Game, set, and match, JB.
A good team wants Jerry Jacobs for special teams in CB4 or 5. Absolutely. That's where he should have been. But with injuries to CJGJ, injuries to Mosley, the Panthers would have him as their CB2 right now. That's how good Jerry Jacobs would be on that roster.
Take him.
Trade for him. Give us your second round pick. We'll trade him.
It was Brian Burns.
Play in front of 100 fans, right?
Yeah, 100 fans attended the game where the Panthers beat the failed Cants. 100 fans. You almost couldn't find that game on TV unless it was on a local network.
Yep.
I was at work all day. Thank God I missed it.
You guys won by a field goal.
Yeah, we
They
sucked.
had tickets on sale for 45 cents.
Yeah, the nosebleed seats were 45 cents a piece.
I wouldn't have gone anyway.
You know how many?
For 45 for 45 cents, I'd have bought 20 of them.
When I donated them to like a freaking orphanage or something.
Here, kiddos, go watch the team.
I would have gave them to a high school football team that was poor in the middle of the Carolina. I'd have bought 40 of them.
Whoever
Said,
won
"Hey,
the state championship out in Carolina
Yeah.
got free football tickets.
in Division 5.
No.
No, I would pay that. I'll pay that to a high school team and tell them, go watch that game. That's not how you're gonna play at all.
No.
Well, but they won. If you'd have sent a high school team from Carolina, they would have more than likely been Carolina fans.
Here's the crazy part
Yeah.
is you.
Yeah, think about it. Yeah, you could have bought 100 seats for $45 plus tax.
Here's the crazy part is, I wouldn't even say do that. Whoever won Division 5 state championship in Carolina, have them play the Panthers. Just scrap the Buccaneer or the Falcons-Panthers game. That high school team gets to play the Panthers. It'd still probably be a more competitive game than what we got. I don't even know if that's possible.
I'm still waiting for the announcement that the Lions are going to do a Die Hard night for us old fans.
What do you mean?
They need to.
Have you ever seen Major League, the movie?
Oh, yeah.
with Charlie Sheen and Bob Uecker.
I've heard
and
of it. I
Wesley
haven't
Snipes.
seen it though.
Bob Ueckert's the announcer. In one of the first games, they're getting their ass blown out in preseason. And he goes, and tomorrow night's Die Hard night. For any fan that was alive the last time the Indians won a World Series, you get a free ticket.
I remember
No
that.
one.
That's what needs to happen as a promotion for the real old timers of the Detroit Lions.
You have to be 50 or older.
No,
The ones that were alive,
1957.
Ones that were alive.
They're all in their 70s and 80s.
Yep.
So you're talking you might get 60 fans out of the 60,000.
For any of the fans that were alive the last time the Lions won a playoff game.
Won the world championship.
Well, now wait, hold on. If we're talking playoff games, that's like just 6 years before I was born.
Yeah.
No, we haven't won. Yeah, we haven't. Oh, yeah, 93. Yeah.
Or no,
91.
90, yeah, I was going to say 91 because I was born in 97. I'm a baby.
Right. Yes, you are.
Yes. Yes. And I'm 29.
I've only had one kid younger than you. Oh, wait, 2. Excuse me. 66 or older. Absolutely, James Burgess.
What would
No, alive and been able to watch it. So you might have to go a little further
would
back.
the prices of stuff reflect 1966
Yes.
or whatever year it was?
If you can show your ID, they'll have all concession prices set to what they would have been in 1966.
So Cracker Jacks would be a nickel. Pop would be a dime.
Fuck that. I'm just
Hot
sending.
dogs.
I'm sending
Hot dogs for a quarter.
I'm sending.
I'm
Jared
sending Dad
to
to the
concession stand. I'm gonna stay up.
I'm sending Dad to the concession stand the whole time, and he's buying both tickets.
Gotcha.
I'm
Davey,
sold.
that wouldn't work because none of the employees at the stadium would be able to read Sanskrit to see their ID.
1 year behind me.
I know.
Braylon. You're 1 year behind me. I was born in
Braylon
97.
Dennis says born in 98, 1 year ahead of Cameron.
1 year behind.
But overall, what a dominating performance. What a dominating performance. I mean, I any fan that wants to gripe about this game, go suck an egg.
Yep.
I don't know what else to say. This was, yes, the first couple drives sucks, but for 5 offensive drives, the Broncos couldn't stop a cold.
Yeah.
They looked worried. Hey, on a plus note, man, James Houston came off the IR.
Yeah, James
And guess
Houston.
who got-
James Houston is on the 21-day active list now. You know, he's got 21 days to get healthy and get
Guess who
back
got
in.
activated?
I know CJG. Oh, Hendon Hooker got activated
Hendon
today
Hooker.
too.
Yeah.
I got that jersey. I almost wore it instead of Gibbs, but this was a Gibbs second breakout. Ken Ballrick, Uecker pulls out a half gallon of Jack Daniels. Yep, gonna be a long year. Just a bit outside. I love that movie. There's so many great lines. I love the guys that were doing the groundskeepers, the 2 Chinese guys talking to each other as they're pushing the chalk line. Oh, they're starting to win, but they're still shitty.
One of my favorite parts is when it's you may run like Maze, but you hit like
Yeah, that was the beginning. Yeah. I didn't realize they started the clock on James Houston. Knew about CJGJ. Yeah, CJGJ more than likely will be playing versus Minnesota this week, barring a setback.
Mm-hmm.
We knew before this game that he would be
Close.
back
Yeah.
for the Vikings game.
Yep.
So I want to address a couple of the other games that happened this weekend. Remind me, what other teams in the NFC North won a game this weekend?
None.
Was it the Bears? Wait, was it the Bears? Let's do it one at a time. Was it the Bears? Oh, nope. Baker Mayfield beat them, right?
With
No,
a perfect
it was the
passer
Browns.
rating. Beat them.
It was the
Bears played the Browns.
Yeah, Bears paid the Browns. Oh, yeah. Who was it? Oh, yeah, Joe Flacco.
Elite Joe
And then,
Flacco.
Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers
Torched
torched
Packers.
torched the Packers at the exact same score we beat them by in Lambeau, 34-20.
Yeah, Baker was the one that had the perfect passer rating this week.
He had a perfect passer rating, first quarterback to do so in NFL history in Lambeau. Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Baker said, "I'm tired of losing, damn it."
Hey, man, Baker Mayfield's not a horrible quarterback. He's just a horrible person.
Right. And a horrible sponsor for anything.
I don't care. I still like him, though.
Yeah, Flacco came off the couch, came back, told the Lions, hey, hold my beer, watch us. We're going to have a 10-point comeback in the fourth quarter, too.
And then you have the Vikings, who choked a 14-point lead over
to end up getting it tied, to have their former undrafted free agent rookie beat them playing as quarterback for the other team, Jake Browning. Do you remember what he said prior to the game in that interview?
I think I heard it.
He had a presser the day before the game. He goes, "What do you want to say to the Vikings? You guys never should have dumped me."
Yep.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, he kind of just he kind of disrespected him.
Oh, but he said that prior to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So all I got to say in week 15, who's the Kings of the North? Where's that belt?
Where's the belt?
Where's that belt?
Where's the belt? Belt's
Where's
coming.
the belt?
Belt's coming. I had to reach over.
Yeah, that's right. Who's the champs of the North right now?
Lions.
By how many games?
2. 3. Oh yeah.
3.
We're 10-4. Minnesota is 7-7.
Okay, so the answer is more than one and less than a million, right?
Yep.
Oh. I knew I'd get that.
Jeremy.
About 40-20.
Jeremy, do we get it tonight?
Yes.
Stop asking dumb questions, man.
It is a Victory Monday. What do I do at the end of the show on Victory Mondays, guys?
You sing our favorite song.
So,
wait a minute. You're gonna do hot and cold players, or
we forgot all about hot and cold players.
Yep.
I'm gonna start with Keegan. Who are your hot players?
Hot players. Well, Amon-Ra, offensive. Amon-Ra, LaPorta, Gibbs, Goff. Honestly, the whole offense is hot players. Then defense. I'm gonna say this: Dan Campbell and Ife Melifonwu.
I like it. Cameron?
Honestly, because I went back and I watched 3 different outputs of the highlights from that game. Even watched the game again because I had it recorded. There's only one answer for hot players, and it is the brand new Detroit Lions. The entire team came out and played possessed. The whole team. There's not one player I saw who sucked at their job. Everybody played higher than expected this past Saturday.
Absolutely. Will?
Goff, LaPorta, Ife, Gibbs, St. Brown.
Okay. Leonard?
We're all going to say the same players, man. The offense played great. The defense played great because they actually blitzed for the first time in, 100 years.
You know what? Add bugs to that name. Add bugs to that list.
To the hot list.
I want to add Anal Zone to freaking being one of the cold players. That stupid ass hit out of bounds.
Yeah, that was bad. That was a CJGJ bad play type of moment.
That was I'm gonna fucking hurt this guy on the sidelines kind of moment.
And when Anzalo nailed the guy outside the lines.
Oh,
Anal Zone.
No,
Anal Zone, Analese, whatever you want to call him. Insert your adjective there. Fabio's alone.
How's our anal enemies?
Dime Store Thor. I've heard them all.
Honestly, that hit by Anzalone, and then the kick return the kick return wave call. Those just kind of cancel each other out.
Oh,
Pardon me.
Khalif got ready to scrap.
Yeah.
Oh, little man angry.
Didn't he call for a fair catch on that punt
Yes,
return?
he called for a
Yeah,
fair
and then
catch.
And he got lit up.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he immediately got up and grabbed the dude.
Oh yeah, I was like, uh-oh. And that was Patrick Surtain. That was number one.
No, it was not
He got
Surtain.
right.
It wasn't Surtain. It was Smith.
Well, yes, Smith. Yep.
And
Smith.
you know what? You can't even really get mad at him because if you look at that play, he was tracking that ball. He didn't look down. He did not see that fair catch wave.
Doesn't matter. You are not supposed to interfere with the catch of the ball. You're not supposed to hit them within the half second that they catch the ball.
The replay that they showed, it looked like he did look up, saw the ball, and just hit him no matter what.
Exactly.
You need to watch the play more than you need to watch the ball in those situations.
Yep, that's what's supposed to happen. That's what the refs have always said. That's what the league has always said.
Here's the thing: if I see
rule
that
is
you
there.
don't signal fair catch and I see that ball in your hands, I'm hitting you. But if
Right.
I see your hand come up and go across, let's see what happens. If the ball touches
Now-
you drop it.
I will say there has been a couple of that because of the new rule in NCAA on kickoffs, not on punts. There is a sign when you're trying to move your blockers where you go like this across the front of your body. And refs have called fair catches and cost teams return touchdowns in college and in pros.
Yep.
They need to pay attention to whether it's over the head or in front of their body.
Correct.
Yeah.
Quite literally what it is.
And can't
There
you
is a
push
difference.
someone's teammate into them?
Yes, you can push someone's teammate into them to break up the pass or the catch.
Yes.
Not on a fair catch. You cannot.
Yes, you can.
No, not on the fair catch. Not on the fair catch. Fair
The
catch
penalty-
cannot be interfered.
I saw it was because it happened this weekend. I'm pretty sure where
It did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the guy waited too late to call the fair catch. You can't wait till the ball's near your head and then go like this real quick. That's not allowed.
Okay.
You have to signal, and it has to be 5-10 yards away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to give guys time to get away.
Valid.
And it was a fair catch. And back in the old days, Jack Tatum, Mel Blount, and those kind of guys would got a little revenge. I don't care if he was looking up or not. He missed it. His fault. Oh, yeah, the old days. How many times did you see a guy get ready to catch the ball, get blasted, the ball goes skating across the ground, the defense gets it, touchdown?
Yep. Mel Blunt rule. Oh, wait, no, that's a defensive receiver, but basically the same thing.
It was a Devin Hester rule.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned. Because without that rule being in effect, Devin Hester wouldn't have had the career he had returning kicks. Neither would have, what's his name for Arizona? Steve Preston. There's countless others that were great returners that benefited from the fair catch rule.
Dante Hall.
Percy Harvin.
Paul Krause goes safety blitz and wrecks a QB, that kind of thing. Absolutely. Paul Krause, Burton native.
Do we have
Kendall alum.
Do we have any cold players?
I do.
I think we pretty much said it's going to be Jack Campbell missed a couple of tackles.
I'm going to say at the very beginning, Sutton, he gave up some middle.
You know what?
plays,
He made up for that. I can't say he was
yeah.
really cold. You know, he wasn't cold the entire game. That defense overall played well, but Campbell missed a couple of tackles. Burrito Jones, when he did get in.
Vildor played.
Vildor. Yeah, he was fantastic.
Oh, I probably read wrong.
Sitting there watching Vildor like, who the hell is this dude and where have we been keeping
I've
him?
never heard of him.
We got him off the Bears practice squad.
He was on the Bills pet squad. Release went to the Bears.
He went from the Bills to the Bears to us.
Yes.
They're lost.
One of the first thing is he's the same age as Jared
And
Jacobs.
James Burgess says, I dated Paul's niece. She lived in Grand Blanc. Oh, shit, I forgot. Vildo opened some eyes. Yeah. He opened them up in the Bears game because he had a pass breakup. And Dorsey had a pass breakup. Dorsey, first time he got a chance to play the nickel because Branch was actually back there replacing Kirby on a play, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And he had a pass breakup on a screen pass that was amazing. Just as it got to the guy jumps up to get it. He took his legs out from under him with a clean hit up near the hips, not down at the knees or below. Textbook. Called it. Bam. I'm like, oh shit, they're in trouble now. When we're breaking up screenplays, that was huge. I got to give a shout out to my sponsor because he may be watching. We got Gloss in the Garon. Make sure you call him for your appointments. I saw a video of him detailing out a car, wheeling that one out to get rid of the scratches. He does a great job, as well as window tinting. #1 window tinter in Saginaw, 989-443-9240. And again, here's a couple of what he has done that I got. The Maserati
Gorgeous.
crossover SUV in the 300 C-Class. I was there when he did that one.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, Matt Patricia. Yeah, he's calling the defense for the Eagles. Are they still pitching a shutout?
Mm-mm.
No, it's 10-3
No,
right now.
10-3 Philly?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, they had a touchdown already the last time.
Seattle has ball, and they are just
They're
slowly
driving.
marching it downfield.
Good, because Patricia's probably doing that bend, don't break, umbrella zone coverage defense.
He's really not. I think they only got allowed 60-something yards so far this game.
Yeah, but that's a better talented roster. You can get away with that defense with an overly talented roster. We've seen it before.
So
Seattle's on the
Rams
side of the
lost.
field.
So Rams lost, and right now we want the Eagles to win so we can clinch.
Rams lost. When did they lose? I thought they won.
They played the Ravens.
They
No, the
played
Rams played the Commanders and won.
Yeah, they whooped the Commanders.
They
Oh,
kicked the
man, I thought they played the
absolute.
Ravens.
That was last week. They lost to the
Yeah.
Ravens.
We needed them to lose this week.
Dang it.
No, but it
Yeah.
was a Rams loss or a Seattle loss.
Yep.
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're Eagles fans tonight.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
don't care.
Kenneth Walker.
Let them get the
Oh,
number
like-
1 seed back.
They won't get it back.
I know. It'll stay with San Francisco.
Yep, because they have the head. San Francisco has the head-to-head.
They're the better team.
Yeah.
Better roster for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Like, talent-wise, 100%. And I'm going to say that to any team that's got CMC right now. That needs a cape.
Yeah.
Him?
Raiders murdered the Chargers this week. That was. Oof.
Oh, that game was an abomination to watch.
And then Staley got fired.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Staley.
that was. Hallelujah! That was the best part of the whole game.
Staley should have been.
And their GM got fired
Yeah,
too.
Staley should have been fired after the Lions beat him.
The GM got fired too.
Brandon Staley said, "I'm going to call defense." Gives up 63 points. And the sad part is all 63 points weren't on offense.
Yeah, Jeremy, fuck Seattle.
Well,
Yeah, because as far as I'm concerned, if you got 10 wins, you're pretty much in the playoffs anyways.
Yeah.
yep.
Mhm.
And there's only one scenario where with 11 wins, we don't win the division and we don't get in the playoffs. Does anybody know the scenario?
With 11 wins.
Losing out.
With 11 wins.
Seattle wins tonight.
We still have
If Seattle wins tonight, Minnesota wins both their games, and we somehow beat Dallas and get 11 wins. We will not get in the playoffs. That is the only scenario.
That'd be as bad as the year that freaking the Dolphins had 10 wins in the 17-game season and didn't make it.
10 wins in a 16-game season.
Yeah. That was when freaking Ricky Williams freaking rushed for like 1 million fucking yards.
If we're going against Nick Mullins both games, we're sweeping the Vikes.
And Nick Mullins may have thrown 3 picks, but he did throw for 300 yards and he did put up points.
Seattle
You
just
can
scored
say
another
what you-
touchdown.
All right, tie ball
And
game.
then Keegan also divisional games are a whole different animal.
Well, at Vikings will be tough, but I think we should be able to pull it out.
At home, yes.
I think
But
it's-
at Minnesota, Campbell's.
I know. I think this is
Oh.
the year that Campbell is.
Yeah, I
But wait,
want him to sweep.
who's the only team in the top 10 this year not to have a losing streak?
Detroit.
Mhm.
We've won the game after every loss, and up until this last loss, we had always won 3 straight after losing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want Seattle to tie it up, but you know what? I want a game.
Yep.
And that's why they took the Kansas City game versus New England out of the Monday night time slot and moved this game there.
Mhm.
They wanted a competitive game. And is Geno Smith playing or is it Drew
Drew
Lock?
No, it's Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Patty Grimes, I would love Coach Campbell to get Coach of the Year, but the only way that's happening is if CJ Stroud does not play another snap for Houston.
Correct.
Or Houston doesn't make it into the playoffs.
Right, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
because CJ Stroud would have to not play another snap for Houston not to get in at this point, because after Jacksonville lost, it's a 3-way tie for first place in that division, and Houston holds a heads-up tiebreak over Jacksonville.
Yep.
But Indy holds a tiebreak over both of them.
Currently the AFC South lead or the NFC South standings are Jacksonville 1, Indianapolis 2, Houston 3, Tennessee is eliminated from playoffs.
That's AFC South.
Yeah, but
AFC
it's
South.
wrong. Because Houston beat Jacksonville at one point with more points than Jacksonville beat Houston.
Did Houston beat the Colts?
Hold on. I'm about to-
Indy beat the Texans, I thought.
Yeah. They can
Ooh.
play again this year, though, don't they?
And they play again yet.
Okay, so Indy has a chance, and Texans have a chance for a 3 seed with Indy jumping
Is
them.
Not gonna
Jacksonville the most overrated? No, I still say it's the Cowboys.
Cowboys 100%. Cowboys the Bills.
Cowboys.
Yeah, the Bills beat up on a team that they should have been beaten up on like they should have all year. They finally looked like a team yesterday versus the Cowboys.
So-
The Cowboys look like they did versus the Cardinals. So which team is real? The one that's been beaten up on bad teams or the one that lost to the Bills?
So
will they get all their playoff games at home? That would determine a lot.
Yeah.
Was it Ken Dorsey that got fired?
Yes, they fired Ken Dorsey.
Ever since then, the Bills have been on a tear.
So Indianapolis currently holds the tiebreak over Houston on head-to-head win percentage because they've only played once so far this season.
Yes.
They're 1-0.
And if Stroud plays in the game they play again, I'm going to go with the Texans because the only receiver worth the damn in Indy is probably going to be out for the rest of the season after that hit that Kaze gave to Michael Pittman.
Oh, Kirk.
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget Christian
But
Kirk.
They do have Josh Downs.
Yeah, Josh Downs is okay. He's no Michael Pittman.
I know, but this gives him a chance to show up. So if he shows up, and who knows?
He hasn't showed up all year. Why would he pick now to do it?
Well, he has a chance to that too. Yeah, that too. I say he has a chance to be the number
you
one
walked
guy.
into that one, man.
So I'm pretty sure with Philly's win tonight, there will be several more teams eliminated from playoff contention to include the Chicago Bears.
Chicago Bears was
only
eliminated
two.
yesterday.
According to ESPN, there's still theoretically a chance of them making playoffs. They are not affected.
They announced on ESPN after the loss they were eliminated. The Jets were eliminated. Who else was eliminated?
Washington and Arizona were both eliminated.
Yeah, and Washington and Arizona. That's the one. And Carolina's been eliminated.
Carolina was the first one.
Carolina was eliminated by week 7, 8,
Yep.
something like that.
Something like that.
Carolina was the first team that was eliminated.
It's never going to get old talking about it, Will.
Never will. I agree.
I mean,
So-
I don't think you'd have won if you'd have picked CJ Stroud.
What did
No,
they
we wouldn't have.
What did they give up to get Bryce Young again?
Oh,
Oh,
they
shit,
gave
son,
up.
don't
Wait,
remind me.
I got.
Two first rounders.
It was DJ Moore, last year's first round pick at 9, this year's first round pick, which is going to be 1 or 2 because now they're at that coin flip with New England. And a 3rd round pick to get the number 1.
Actually, New England has a better record than Carolina. New England is 3-11,
Okay,
and
so they-
Carolina is 2-12.
Yeah, I'll say how many wins did
I'd say I forgot New
does
England didn't win a
have?
third game last week
Mm-hmm.
because they beat up on the hapless Steelers.
I
Jeremy,
thought-
we still need to end with the song, remember.
I know. It's that time. Let me sing it, boys. You guys jump in with the rah, rah, rahs at the right point.
I don't know the song. I'm sorry.
I kind of figured you will.
I'm from Texas. Cut me some
On the
slack.
count of 3. 3, 2, 1. Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield. And when the blue and silver wave, stand and cheer the brave. Rah, rah, rah. Go hard, win this game. With honor you will keep your fame. Down the field and gain a Lions victory. Go Lions! This has been Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions. I want to say thank you to Dan Leonard, Will Vogel, Cameron, and Kneecap Villenkagan. And last but not least, let's say that special sponsor that is 3 initials everybody knows. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Fuck the Packers. What do you think of the Panthers trade? Will, what do you think of the Panthers trade to Chicago?
If I could, I would. I would so
Go ahead. Let it go. Let it rip.
We fucked up.
There you go. I'm going to say it right now. Yep. Have a good night, Cameron. I'm going to say it right now. You made the same mistake with that they made when they traded, when Chicago traded to get Justin Fields.
Yep.
You don't re-sign your number 1 wide receiver. You trade up, give up draft capital to get your quarterback of the future, and give him no weapons. Everybody said.
Then a year later, they finally do.
Oh, they're not going to be able to this year because they don't have a first-round pick this year either.
No, I think
They're
we have a
gonna
third rounder.
Yeah, either a second or third. I think it's.
You have a second.
Yeah, you have a second. You don't have a third.
I was talking about. You were talking about the Bears, so I was saying the year after they drafted Fields, they finally gave him a. They finally gave him a.
Oh yeah, they traded for Chase Claypool. Mapletron.
A weapon.
Hey, let me ask you this.
DJ Moore.
Will, what was the worst trade by the Panthers? The Bryce Young trade or the CMC trade?
Ooh.
I'm going to say the CMC.
I hated losing CMC, but we used him. We overused him, so I'm a big CMC fan still. Plus, I forgot.
What did you get?
I used to be a CMC fan too. I used to really like that song. It takes two. Oh, that ain't them.
Real quick. I know we need to. I'll say it after the show. I'll tell you after the show.
No, you can say it. Let it rip. Let it rip.
I got a one of those kids footballs. It's not plush, but it's like Carolina Panthers clothes. It's this big. I got them to sign a football in training camp. So yes, I'm a huge CMC fan.
What did you even get for CMC? I totally
a 6th-round pick. Oh, was it a second? I thought.
Are you guys trying to hurt my feelings?
Yes.
Because it's
100%.
100%. Yes. We are trying to be the same hurt that your GM put on you.
Oh, God. Where did your GM touch you?
Point to the place where your GM hurt you.
No.
Right there. You're hurt. Oh.
And down there, but that's another story.
He kicked you in the Jimmy, too.
Yeah.
So the kick to the Jimmy was trading away CMC for nothing.
Yes.
The hurt to your heart was drafting Bryce Young over CJ Stroud after trading away your number 1 weapon.
With you and
then the next thing that might happen that might hurt him is a Brian Burns trade.
I'm going to get a paper bag soon. I'm going to go to the grocery store near me and be on a show with a paper bag.
And just
Brian Burns would be
I'm a Carolina fan.
Exactly. Dude, we better not trade Brian Burns, I swear.
I don't think you're not gonna have to. He's a free agent next year. He won't resign.
Tag his ass and trade him.
Yep, that would be your best bet. Would do the transitional tag and let somebody bid on him, outbid Carolina, and get draft compensation.
Yeah.
Hell with it. I hope Lions pick him up.
Can't afford him.
Oh, we can.
Yeah, we can.
I know exactly how we can.
Not
Ben
res-
Johnson goes to the Raiders. They trade for Jared Goff. We trade Goff for Max Crosby.
I like that.
Golf in the third for
Except
Crosby.
that'll never happen because Max Crosby and the owner are good friends.
But Max Crosby wants to be a Lion.
Meh. I think he'll just take money.
No.
He's already been paid. He'll bring his money with him. It'll be a
You guys
nice
have to
wash.
give up
We get
way
10
more
million.
for
We
him.
get we get
Wait,
we get 10 million back in capital too. That's a win-win trade.
Yeah, except I don't think they would trade that for Goff.
Wouldn't Raiders pay half his contract too?
Just the dead cap portions, the signing bonuses. But
We'll take that.
but we'll still take him at a nice 20 million a year cap hit.
Yeah, we'll take that. They
I think
can pay
next year
that
it's
dead.
25 million. I'll take that.
Yep. Oh
Yeah.
shoot! It's
Eagles just scored.
No, that's okay. We
Who
want
are
the
you
Eagles
talking
to
to or
score.
Hurts?
Push push.
What's that?
A tush push again?
Yeah.
Fucking guy, come on. Not that ball, you freaking commie.
Wait, no, didn't they come out on the New Heights podcast? They said that the tush push will be illegal next year.
It probably
No,
will,
it probably will be.
but then they'll just adjust. They'll run off tackle on this play.
Right. What they're going to make illegal is having the extra lineman, the fullback, and the running back able to push the quarterback through. So what they will have to do is like a pulling guard type of play and open it off tackle.
Yep. And honestly, I don't think they even need the guys behind him to make that play work with the way Jason Kelsey gets that low.
Well, Jason
Because all
Kelsey's.
Hurts,
I think both Kelsey brothers retire after this season.
I bet they don't. Just because, I know Jason truly loves football.
no. Jason's already confirmed.
He's already confirmed he's retiring. It's Kelsey that hasn't confirmed. But if I was dating somebody with Taylor Swift's money, I'd retire too.
Not with her track record.
I don't care about her track record.
Also, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's
too.
already going to be a
Both of
Hall of
them
Famer.
are. Both of them are.
All right, guys. It's been a pleasure. Thanks, Will. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Keegan. And thank you to Cameron. I know you had to take off. You got to spend time with your wife. I get it. I don't have one of those, so I don't have to spend time with one.
You want me to get my blonde wig?
No.
Wow.
No, that's a sight I don't want to see. Nope.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
I don't want
know
to
about
see.
you Lions fans, what you do in your spare time, okay?
That's a Panthers fan that said that. He's not a Lions fan if he's talking about going in drag.
Well, I don't know, man. Your quarterback's name's Hooker, so
Hey,
I don't know.
there's male hookers too. They're called gigolos.
True. Good night, everybody.
Have a great night.
Have a good one, guys.
And as always, try every day to be a better person. You were the day before. It's the only way to make the world a better place. And as Bob Barker would always say, spade new to your cat.